What is up, everybody? It is Rust Belt Perspective here. Please go ahead and subscribe to me if you're not already. Today is March 31st, 2023, and today we're going to be taking a look at the 2024 United States Senate election in the state of West Virginia. Now, I and many others consider this to be the most vulnerable Senate seat for either party in this 2024 Senate cycle. And that is because West Virginia is by far one of the most deep red Republican states in the nation. They voted for Donald Trump by almost 40 points in 2020, and you see throughout the 2000s and the 2010s, 2020s, West Virginia has very much been a Republican state on the federal level, and now there's only one more Democratic statewide office holder in that state, and that is Joe Manchin, the senator from West Virginia, the moderate Democrat. Some even consider him to be a conservative Democrat in West Virginia. He has done a great job appealing to the bipartisanship of the state to make it to where Republicans are happy to cross over for him and vote for him. That's how he's been so successful in this state. But he is not committed to running yet. Well, he actually at one point he did announce he was going to rerun, but later on, he kind of took a step back and said he's going to rethink it. And as of now, he says he's not planning on making a decision for December. We have another 8-9 months before we know what Senator Manchin is going to do as for running for re-election or not. But if he does not run, it would almost certainly flip to the Republicans, because there is no other Democrat in the state of West Virginia that would even come within maybe even 20 points of the Republicans in this race. But if Manchin does run, it is in play for him. And he definitely has already gotten support. He has cross endorsements from moderate Republican senators Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins. And you see, yeah, almost all of his endorsements are by moderate Republicans that are happy to cross over for a moderate Democrat like Senator Manchin. But the Republicans are going to be attacking this seat viciously. They want a Republican holding the seat. And they already have some powerful candidates who are going after it. Jim Justice, the governor of West Virginia, he has been serving as their governor for 2 terms now. He has publicly expressed interest. His decision was expected in this month of March 2023, but it's the end of the month now, and we still haven't heard an official word from him yet. You see, Governor Justice, he was first elected in 2016, and he was a Democrat at the time, but 6 months into his term, he switched to Republican, and in 2020, he won by 33 points. Very popular in West Virginia. He could totally beat Joe Manchin. He is also a popular figure in that state. And West Virginia, every single county has voted Republican for West Virginia. It's not even like, say, like maybe Tennessee, a deep red state that still does have some patches of blue. No, West Virginia, completely red, but Joe Manchin has been able to hold on in the state. Aside from Justice, Patrick Morrisey, the Attorney General who challenged Manchin in 2018, I'll have more on that later, is considering rerunning again. He also is expected to have a decision this month, but so far nothing as we near the end of the month. And one declaration is Alex Mooney, one of the 2 U.S. representatives from West Virginia, the other being Carol Miller, who has declined to run. And there's also a coal miner named Chris Rose who has declared. But Justice Morrisey and Mooney, definitely 3 powerful candidates that can challenge Manchin here in West Virginia. And the Republicans, this is their easiest flip. They will be viciously attacking the state to make sure they flip that seat. Because if they want a majority in the Senate in 2024, it starts with West Virginia. That's got to be the first seat they flip. Representative Mooney does have an endorsement from Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. And you could already see Sabota's crystal ball is characterizing this as a lean Republican, whereas the other 2 major political sources that have predicted so far are saying it's toss-up. They don't have enough information yet to make a call. Though, again, if Manchin were to step out, this would almost certainly be a given flip for the Republicans. The Democrats, they want him back, and even the moderate Republicans, they even clearly want him back. But the majority of the Republicans, they want somebody that's further right in a far-right state. And you look at some of the polls, you have a Republican-funded poll that took place in early February of this year, where Manchin, he soundly beats Mooney. He soundly beats Morrissey, but on that same poll, there's a big swing towards Governor Justice. Jim Justice here is easily the best candidate to take on Manchin, and if he runs against Manchin, it may be too much for Manchin to overcome. But if Justice decides to not run, then Manchin suddenly has a good chance to beat any other Republican that might challenge him. But it certainly would not be a given. You look back at Senator Manchin's electoral history, he was first elected as their governor of West Virginia in 2004. And he won by almost 30 points. Right off the bat, he was popular. This was on the same ballot that George Bush won by, I think, at least double digits, if not more. Let's look. 2004, Bush won by 12 points, but Manchin won by 30. So Manchin swung the state 42 points his way, I think. Yeah, 42 points. It's crazy. And then in 2008, he was re-elected big time by 44 points as the governor. And then in 2010, he ended up going for the special election in West Virginia. And you see, there was a red tsunami around the country in 2010. You had even states like Illinois and New Hampshire going red. But West Virginia, a already deep red state, voted for Joe Manchin by 10 points. That goes to show how popular he has been in the state, appealing to the bipartisanship. And in 2012, he won by 24 points on the same ballot that Barack Obama, the Democrat, lost by 26. So you got Manchin swinging the state like 50 points his way. The state is behind Manchin. But that being said, in 2018, it really tightened up. I talked about Manchin's race with Morrissey in 2018, and Manchin won by 3 points. The interesting thing, though, is Manchin was swinging the state like by well over 20 points almost every time compared to the other elections on his ballot. But this time, yes, he won, despite the fact that Trump won the state by 40 2 years prior. Very impressive. But he only won by 3 points against Patrick Morrissey, and Morrissey, he already had some controversy surrounding his name that didn't help, and 2018 was also a blue wave year, which may not be the case again in 2024. So, if you replace Morrissey with Jim Justice here, who is more popular in West Virginia, and it's not a red wave year, can Manchin really win this? It seems awfully difficult. That's why in my Senate predictions, I have West Virginia characterized as a likely Republican state, whereas all the other competitive states like Ohio, Michigan, Montana, Nevada, and Arizona, I have is a lot more competitive characterizations. There is a lot working against Senator Manchin here, but he could still win. But it would probably start with Governor Justice here announcing he's not going to run. And he probably will, but there have been several races for the Republicans where their best possible candidate chooses not to run, and it has cost them big time. And that could happen again in West Virginia if Justice decides not to run. So it calls for an interesting 2024 in West Virginia if Justice does not run, but if he does run, it is very difficult for Manchin. So we're really not going to know until December whether or not Manchin wants to run. So if he does, we've got a potential race here. We do got a competitive race at the very least, regardless of who he's against. But if he does not run, it almost certainly is a foregone flip for the Republicans. So yeah, that's all I got for today. Thank you all very much for watching. Comment down below what you guys think. And as always, please subscribe. Feel free to join my Discord server. This is Rust Belt Perspective, signing out.